Ever find yourself wondering about the easiest way to talk about tomorrow? Well, today, we're going to unlock exactly that with the simple future tense. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll have all the tools you need to use it like a pro.
So, let's just start with a really basic question. How do we talk about stuff that hasn't happened yet? You know, your plans for the weekend or what you think might happen next year.
Now, you might think grammar is going to be complicated, but this is actually surprisingly easy. For the simple future in English, you really just need one little magic word.
So let's dive right in. First up, we need to get a handle on what the simple future tense actually is and how it lets us talk about what's coming up. And really, it's pretty much what it sounds like. We use the simple future tense to talk about any action, literally any of them, that's going to happen sometime after right now. A great way to picture this is to think of time as a line. You've got the past, way over on the left, and the present, right now, is in the middle. Well, the simple future is everything on the right side of that line. It's everything that's still to come. Okay, so now that we know what it is, let's look at the three main reasons we'd even use it. And you can remember them really easily as the 3 Ps.
That's right, just 3 key uses. Once you get these down, you're going to start seeing and hearing them absolutely everywhere.
So here they are, our 3 Ps. First, we use it for plans. You know, like saying you're planning to go to the store. Second, it's for making promises, like when you commit to helping someone with their homework. And third, we use it for predictions, when we're just making a guess about what's going to happen, like with the weather. All right, let's get practical. How do you actually build these sentences for yourself? This is where we get into the magic formula. And honestly, the formula itself could not be simpler. You just take your subject, like I or you or the dog, add that magic word will, and then just the basic form of the verb. That's it. That's the whole recipe. And making a sentence negative is just as easy. You see the positive here, I will visit. To make it negative, you just slide the word not right after will. I will not visit. But you'll almost always hear people shorten that to the contraction, I won't visit. So, what if you want to ask a question? It's just a simple flip. That word will just moves to the very beginning, right before the subject. It's that easy. And if you want to ask for more specific info, you just put a question word, like what, when, or where, at the very, very start, even before will. The rest of the sentence stays exactly the same. So you get, when will they play soccer? All right, this next part is super helpful. We're going to look at a few common mistakes people make. But don't think of them as failures, think of them as little traps that are actually really easy to avoid once you see them.
Okay, check out this sentence. I visit my grandparents next week. Can you spot what's missing? There's a key ingredient we've been talking about this whole time that just isn't there.
You probably got it. The number one mistake is just forgetting to use will. That word will is the signal that tells everyone you're talking about the future. Without it, the sentence feels a little off. Let's try another one. I not visit my grandparents. What's the problem here? We get that it's supposed to be negative, but the structure is just a little wonky. The fix is a piece of cake. You can't just throw not in there by itself. It needs to team up with will to become will not, or as we usually say, won't. So the right way to say it is, I won't visit.
Okay, last trap to look out for. Visit you the party? This one just sounds awkward, right? How would you fix this to make it sound like a real question?
And here it is. For questions, will has to be the leader. It moves to the front of the line, before the subject, to let everyone know a question is coming. So the correct way is, will you visit the party? Fantastic. You've got the definition, the uses, the formulas, and you know what mistakes to avoid. Now it's time to put all your new skills to use and start talking about your own future. So how do you get really good at this? A few last tips. First, try using time words like tomorrow or next week. They make your sentences super clear. And honestly, just practice. The more you use it, the more natural it's going to feel. You know, that old saying is absolutely true. Practice makes us perfect. The more you speak and write using the simple future, the more it just becomes second nature. So, we're going to end with a question for you. Now that you have this awesome tool to talk about what's coming, what will you do next? Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and keep learning.